Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech, and in this video, I'll be unboxing and doing a quick hands-on review of the Motorola E7 Power. Now here's the box. This phone will be available in two colors, blue and red. You can check out the pricing information from the description. Now the main highlights for this phone is its bigger battery life, and that's the selling point, and that's the reason why it got the power in its name. So if you're looking for a Motorola phone with the best battery life, here we have it. Anyway, let's get on with the unboxing. Now here's the box once again, and this is how it looks on the back. It says 5000 mAh battery. It comes along with a 10 watts charger and the camera and display specs. Now let's unbox it. First we have the phone itself. Next we have some documentation, a 10 watts charger, a USB Type-C charging cable, and finally a SIM card ejector. Now let's put everything aside and come back to the phone. Now here's the phone, and we have some more information on the display sticker, and it comes with a pre-installed case. Let me just remove that, and the stickers as well. Now here's how the phone looks on the back, and this is how the phone looks on the front. Now let's have a physical overview. On the back, this phone has a 3D curved plastic back panel, and it has a nice matte finish. At the top we have the dual camera setup along with a single LED flash. Following that is a circular fingerprint scanner along with a Moto logo. And finally at the bottom we have the speaker grill along with a small protrusion to just elevate it a bit if your phone is placed on a flat surface. On the front you get a massive display with a water drop notch, and above the display we have just the earpiece and some sensors, and below the display it's completely plain, and the chin is pretty decent considering the price. Now for the sides, on the right side it has a dedicated button for Google Assistant, volume buttons, and the power button. By the way, these buttons are well elevated, they have a nice clicky feel to them, and we also get different texture for the power button and for the dedicated Google Assistant button, which is a pretty nice touch. At the top we have just the audio jack. On the left side it has just the SIM card tray housing a nano SIM slot along with a hybrid SD card slot. Finally at the bottom it has just the primary microphone and the USB Type-C charging port. Now here's the case that we get inside the box. Now this is how the phone looks with the case on. It doesn't have a pretty big raised lip on the front or for the cameras, so in terms of protection it's pretty minimal. Overall it can just give you some extra grip, that's all. Very minimal protection, so I would recommend you to get a better case as soon as possible. Now these are the complete specifications of this phone. On the rear, this phone has a dual camera setup with a 13 megapixel primary camera with f2.0 aperture and a 2 megapixel secondary camera with f2.4 aperture. For selfies you get a 5 megapixel camera with f2.2 aperture. On the front it has a 6.5 inch IPS LCD Max Vision display with HD+ resolution with 20:9 aspect ratio. It's powered by a MediaTek Helio G25 processor with GE8320 GPU with up to 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage. It will be running Android 10 right out of the box, and finally it's powered by a 5000 mAh battery and also comes with a 10 watts power adapter inside the box. Now coming back to the phone, let me turn it on and set it up and come back to you in a second. Now this is how the phone looks once we turn it on and set it up. This is the overall user interface. It's minimal stock Android experience, so there's no bloatware. By the way, this phone also has FM radio if you're really interested about that. Now let's check the about page. So this phone is running Android 10 with the December 2020 security patch, which is pretty decent. As for the storage, out of that 64GB of storage, we get about 51GB of space for our user apps and user data, which should be more than sufficient for most people. Now this is the camera interface. It's basic camera interface, and almost all the modes are available on either side of the default camera mode. And that's it, there are no extra modes. So just swipe left or right to switch between the modes. Now this is the interface for the front camera, and it has a pretty similar interface as the rear one. Now these are some sample shots. Okay, now let's test the fingerprint scanner. It's pretty fast, it takes like a second to unlock. For the price I guess it's pretty decent. No complaints over there. By the way, this phone doesn't have the face unlock feature, and personally I don't think that's a very big deal. Now unlike most phones in this price segment, this phone has a speaker on the back. It's a pretty old design, but it still works. So this is how it sounds. overall it's pretty decent. It's good enough for media consumption, ringtones or alarms. So guys, this is the new Motorola E7 Power. It's like the most basic Motorola phone with pure stock Android with a bigger battery and bigger display. If you're someone who likes pure stock Android and wants something bigger with better battery life, then you can definitely consider this phone. So guys, what do you think about this phone? Do let me know by commenting below this video, and if you're planning to buy this phone, use the link in the description. It always helps the channel. With that said, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech, signing off.